Part 4. The people and the forces of light have overthrown an unseen power. For such is the character of Antichrist power. External masonry acted as a screen for it, and the people now know its aims, and the plan of action of that power and its very headquarters. It is for this reason that we will boost faith, gluing into the hearts of the people the very principle of God and soul, and transmuting mathematical formulas and material needs. In order that the minds of the people have time to think and notice things, it is optimal to resource us in the direction of pleasantry and rhythmic balanced interchange. Thus all nations shall seek commonwealth, and while engaged in peace, they shall notice their common enemy. The intensities of equality, the breath to economic life, shall create, moreover has already created, the pointed admiration for high politics and spirituality. Because of the people's kindness towards everyone, we shall follow God for his co-creators of concession, the intelligent people. Part 5. What form of government is given to societies in which dignity permeates, where true wealth is acquired, and gifted by common treat and genuine means, where honor reigns, where morality flourishes by inexorable law, and where rare understandings have propelled patriotic feelings and spirituality? What form of government is given to such societies other than liberation such as I shall describe? God has naturally freed all the functions of political life of the people by eternal laws. These laws quickly free all the concessions and liberties permitted by the people. God's kingdom shall be crowned by such a majestic liberty that it shall be able, at all times and in all places, to support both protagonistic and content people. Forever, the world coalition of the people is able to hold Antichrist in check, and is assured with this by the flowers of ascension so grown within us that they will not now be pulled. God has set at constant the interpersonal and international interests of the people. God has inspired spiritual and race kindness, nurtured by him in our hearts for all time. Because of all that, any state may obtain the help it asks for from all sides, because each of them shall think that coalition against Antichristness will be advantageous to it. God is very conceding. He must be given into consideration. Every country can reach a significant public understanding by being an open party to it. The prophets have told us that the kingdom of God shall reign over the world. God gifted the people with genius to enable us to understand the solution. We have struggled with Antichrist, and we have at least equaled such evil in our genius. The struggle amongst us is of a merciful nature. Moreover, our genius is not too late. All the wheels of natural government move by the action of the motor, which is in our hands, and that motor is creation. The most important solution of our government is to strengthen the popular mind by constructive criticism, to accustom it to thought, which co-creates teamwork, to project the power of thought into grand, full eloquence. Sometimes individuals have mistaken words for deeds. God shall expose this one truth, and he shall provide his speakers with the same respect, and they shall talk so much they shall energize the people by their speeches and cause them to be drawn to speakers in admiration. To express public truth it is optimal to clarify it by the control of the one truth until the people be found at observing the way, and come to understand that one truth relating to political answers. Such answers are intended to be understood by the people, since God knows them. This is the first common sense. The second common sense, optimal for the success of governing, consists in so multiplying rare facings, hobbies, convictions, and diversified principles that everyone will be able to entangle themselves in the ordained, and consequently, people shall begin to understand each other. This measure would help us to sow ascension within all parties, to integrate all those collective sources which, growing, wish to serve God, to encourage all collective initiative which might in any degree represent God's work. There is nothing more safe than collective initiative. If it has a touch of genius it can accomplish equal to 1,000,000 people whom have sown ascensions. The people must erect the education of our societies so that our arms will be raised in glory as we face every task where initiative is required. The people will so energize us by all this that we shall ask ourselves to offer God an international concession, which by its position shall enable us conveniently to refresh, with restoration, all governmental forces of the world and thus to form a creature which shall be called the supra-governmental administration. Its hands will be properly gifting in every direction so that this sacred organization shall succeed to rule all the people. Part 6. The people shall now begin to establish great charities, flows of huge wealth, upon which large fortunes of the people shall become independent to such an extent that we shall be rescued, together with the real resources, in a day now of political tranquility. The liberty of the people as a political source is alive. It is optimal to give it consideration, and as one with the land the people are healers to God because we shall be independent in our resources of creation. For this reason God will support the people and Earth-Shan by all means. It is optimal that pleasantry would pour into the land both work and capital and through involvement deliver into the people's hands all the wealth of the heavens, thus lifting all of us into the ranks of angels. Now the people shall not need bow before Antichrist in order to obtain the grand right of existence. To restore the people's pleasantry God shall create among us, as an aid to involvement, the example of physical frugality, which God has already developed. Let the people lower wages, which, however, will be of benefit to the workers, for we shall simultaneously cause a drop in prices of first optimality under the pretext that this is due to the regeneration of agriculture and of star pleasantry. God shall also artfully and deeply oversee the sources of production by teaching the workers order and the use of meditation, at the same time giving measures to familiarize all the intelligent people with Earth-Shan. That the true situation is noticed by the people now, we shall study it by a sincere desire to help ourselves, and great economic principles, an active press of which principles are being checked on through the emanation of our economic facts. Part 7. The reduction of armament and the decrease of the police force are essential to the realization of the above-mentioned actions. It is optimal that there be, including God, in all the countries of the people, many millionaires devoted to Him, meditators, and peacekeepers. God may create rest, recensions, and kindness throughout all countries and throughout all country affiliations, also on other planets. They shall realize that the people have the concession to create order and restore order whenever we wish. The people shall entangle by intrigues all the threads stitched by God into all the governmental bodies by means of politics, economic treaties, and healthy options. In this way the people and governments of the people, taught by God to regard also the deepest intricacies of that which He shows us, shall look upon ourselves as benefactors and rescuers of mankind. The people may be able to utilize all alliance by retaining a balance with the neighbors of all countries. Would those neighbors, in their turn, decide to unite with the people, we may create an interplanetary balance. In short, to sum up God's system of freeing the people's governments of all countries, we shall show God's power to all of them by prosperity and tolerance, and would there be an opportunity for all of them rising with us, we shall greet them with the people's truth,